So I was saying that the structure of VHDL design that resembles the structure of modern object-oriented software design. Can anybody tell me what is meant by object-oriented software? So the object-oriented software, that means the data type of a data structure that is defined by the programmer. Okay, so that means the types of operations that can be applied to the data structure. Okay, so the data structure that becomes an object and that includes both data as well as function. In addition to that, programmers can create relationship between one object and another. So that is the object-oriented software design. So here also this VHDL design that resembles with that structure. Also, all VHDL designs that provide an external interface and an internal implementation. That means VHDL program that will have the IO ports, so whatever may be the interface that is required externally, as well as internal implementation, that means internal connections between the components that are used for the design. So both these are provided by VHDL design. Also the VHDL design that consists of entities, architecture and configuration. So in this diagram you can see that first of all, entity is declared and then architectures, and they are configured in such a way that it will form a program, complete program which will be designed for a particular application. So now let us see what is meant by entity. Now as I said earlier, what is entity? It is an specification of the design's external interface. Okay, but the another way we can say it as it is the nameplate of the design. Okay, so that means if suppose we are considering whatever system that we are designing is certain house, then what are the members in that house or who are the members in that house, that is nothing but the entity. Okay, so how we are declaring that who are the members, that is nothing but an entity. Okay, so here while declaring entity we need to specify first of all the name of the entity, then after that a set of generic declaration specifying instance specific parameters, and after that a set of port declaration defining the inputs and outputs of the hardware design. Now here this generic declaration and port declaration that are optional. Now generic declaration is the only parameter that is defined before the port. Okay, and then port declaration we need to define the ports, but port declaration part that is optional in entity. Okay, so here so entity declaration provides an external view of a component that does not provide information about how a component is implemented. Okay. That means here in this entity declaration only we are describing what are the components that we have. Okay. We are not going to decide what is the relation between all these parameters, but only just we are declaring the or we are mentioning which are the parameters that are present in that system. Okay. So the syntax is, first of all we need to write a keyword that is entity. Okay. So here this is the keyword entity which will be followed by entity name. So this entity name that is the user defined word. Okay. So this entity, this is the keyword which of the VHDL programming. After that entity name which is user defined word, okay, and again this will be followed by keyword that is is, okay. So while writing the syntax for entity, it will be keyword entity. After that you can write any name forever for what program you are writing, and then it will be followed by is, okay. Then after that, this is the syntax, okay, right, for this entity. After that we need to declare generic parameters, okay. So this is a optional, okay, whatever is the written in this square bracket, so this is a optional, okay. We cannot, if we want, then only we can write these generic declarations, or otherwise we can skip this, okay. Now generic declarations, that means these are the global parameters, okay. So we will discuss about this afterwards, but this is the format. After that we need to define, we need to have port declaration, and the third point, that is a entity declarative item, where we need to have constants, then types and signals, okay. So these three will be there. Now mostly this entity declarative item, that is very rarely used, okay. So in most of the programming we use generic functions as well as this port declaration that we do, but otherwise entity declarative, that is very rarely used, and this will be followed by a end keyword, okay, and then entity name. So whatever entity name that you have given earlier, you have to specify it, okay. Now if there are number of data types that are present while writing the codes, so you have to separate it by using colon, semicolon, okay. So here you need to have semicolon. So this will be the overall syntax for entity declaration, okay. Are you getting this? Yes, लक्षात आलंय? So first declaration, that is generic declaration, okay. So again, as I am telling that this is a optional, okay. If you want to declare it, then you can use this, otherwise it is not mandatory to declare generic data types, okay, or generic constants. So here this generic declaration that declares constants that can be used to control the structure or behavior of the entities. So these are the global constants, okay. So or I can say that these are the globally visible constants. So to the design, including to the code, okay. So here the syntax for this is keyword generic, and in the bracket then constant name, colon, type of that constant, and then here it is a initial value, okay. So that means here you need to specify name of the constant, and after that what is the type of the constant, okay. Now remember that VHDL language is a strongly typed language. That means you need to clearly mention type of the constant, then only you will get a correct results, okay. Otherwise it will give you error, and that is why you need to clearly mention type of all the constant or all the data types, the data variables, okay. So here this constant name that specifies the name of generic constant, then type that specifies the type, data type of the constant, and this init underscore value that specifies initial value for the constant. Now if there are number of constants that are present, then you can separate these constant by semicolon, and then you can have the another constant, okay. So this will be the syntax for generic declaration. Now the next is the port declaration, okay. Now this port declaration, that is the important point in the entity declaration, okay. So here we need to specify input and output ports of the entity, okay. So So what are the inputs present in the your design, and what are the outputs ports that you need to specify in this declaration part. Okay, so the syntax for that is port, that is the keyword again, then bracket, in the bracket you need to write port name, colon, then mode of that port, so you need to specify port mode, then and after that the signal type. Okay, so that means now if the input port is there, so you need to specify what will be the type of that signal. Okay, so whether it is a bit or another type that you need to specify. Okay, is it a standard logic or all that? So that data types that we are going to discuss it again afterwards, but still now we are just considering what is the syntax of this port. Okay, so what you need to write here, port name. Now this is the name that is given by the user. Okay, you can have any name. Okay, but remember that you need to write these names like a you can use their underscore, but or to define it. Okay, at the same time remember that this VHDL is not case sensitive. That means you can write any way this port name. Okay, so if you are writing this as a XYZ and again it will be mentioned as a X capital YZ, that is same as that of the again a capital XYZ. Okay, so it is not case sensitive, so you can give the name anyway. After that you have to specify mode. That means it defines the direction of the port signal. Okay, whether it is a input port or it is a output port or it is a in-out port, that will be specified by this mode. And now this after that you have to specify the type. Okay, and then initial value. Okay, so that will be specified the initial value of a port. Now let us see what is meant by port. The port name choices that you can have in this way. You will consist of a letters as well as digit and or underscores. Okay, so that means you can write port name which will have the letters, digits and underscores. But remember that this port name will always start with a letter. Okay, and as I earlier said that it is not case sensitive, that means it is a case insensitive, so you can write it anyway, this port name. Okay, now the port mode, so this that depends on the port direction choices. Okay, so here whenever you are mentioning port mode, that type, if it is an input port, then it will be written as a in. Okay, if it is an output port, then it could be written as a out. If it is a bidirectional port, then it is written as a in out. And for buffered output port, it is a buffer. That means here in this circuit you can see that input port, that is nothing but the input to the circuit, and the output, that is the output from the circuit. In out, that means the signal will come in as well as it will go out from the circuit. And the buffer, that means output will go from the circuit, at the same time it will be used inside the circuitry also. Okay, so that means it could be used internally. So that is the buffer. Now remember that this buffer is an output that can be read by the architecture of the entity. So we need to specify in that way. But mostly while designing any or while writing VHDL programming, try to avoid this using buffer. Okay, so instead of that you can internally connect the circuitry, internal connection that you can have, instead of using buffer as a input port, as a port. Okay, so these are the different types of ports that we need to specify in the port declaration. Different types of data types of this port. Okay, so we are going to discuss about these different data types afterwards in detail. But before that, I'll just mention this point as there are different data types, that is a integer, then bit or vector. So these are the different types, but whenever we are using digital circuits, that time IEEE standard that specifies that recommends that use a std underscore logic data type. Okay, because whenever we are using bit, that time it will have only two outputs, either it will be 0 or it will be 1. But when we are using standard logic, it will, or standard logic vector, that time it will have 9 different values. Okay, that means don't care and all other, that again we are going to discuss afterwards. So that it will have, so it recommends that you should use these data type. Now again coming to how to declare entity. Okay, now this is the simplest form for the entity declaration. Okay, so here first of all we need to write a keyword, that is entity, and after that it should be followed by entity name. Now here remember that in this declaration there is no any generic declaration or entity port declaration, that is also not present. Only port declaration is present. We are going to specify input and output ports here. Okay, so this will have in the entity it will be port. Okay, again this is a keyword, and after that it will follow a port name. Okay, now if there are number of ports that are present, then you can separate these by semicolon. Okay, and outside semicolon, outside bracket semicolon, that will specify end of that port statement. ओके, म्हणजे आता इथे आपण काय केलं आहे, इथे n नंबर ऑफ पोर्ट्स जर असतील तर प्रत्येक पोर्टचं नाव, त्याच्यानंतर त्याची डायरेक्शन. ओके, ऑर वी कॅन से इट एज अ मोड ऑफ दॅट पोर्ट, अँड देन आफ्टर दॅट, आफ्टर स्पेस इट विल बी फॉलोड बाय पोर्ट टाइप. ओके, सो these are the number of ports that will be present, and then it will have the keyword that is end, and then followed by entity name which is user specified. So this is the syntax, okay, for the simple port declaration or entity declaration. Now let us have example for this entity declaration. Suppose we will take a very simple example of declaring entity for AND gate. Okay, now how many inputs are there in AND gate? 2 inputs. And output? Yes. So AND gate has 2 inputs. Let us say A and B. These are the 2 inputs for the AND gate, and C that is the output for that AND gate. Okay, so now we are going to write entity for this circuit or this component. Okay, so what will be our first word? We are going to use entity as the first word. So here you can see this is a keyword entity that we are going to write, and then after that we are going to give a name to this entity. Okay, now here we have written this as a AND gate, but you cannot write AND as the entity name because AND is a keyword in a PHDL. Okay, so always remember that you cannot write just AND as the entity name, but you can have AND gate, or you can write it as a AND underscore gate as the entity name. Okay, so we have used here AND gate as the entity name, and then after that it is followed by is, which is the keyword. So now we have the statement entity AND gate is, and after that now we are going to declare port. Okay, so port, this is again a keyword, and then in the bracket we are going to write input and output ports of this entity. Okay, so as I said, we are going to mention A as the first input, B as the second input, and C as the output. Okay, so we will write port name first. As for from the syntax, it should be like port name colon port mode and then port type. Okay, so here A, which is the after that colon, then input, because it is the input port, so in, and then it is followed by bit. Okay, because the type of this input, it will be either 0 or 1. Okay, so we will write in that way. Okay, then after that semicolon will be there, because we have again one more input, so input, so that's why we have written here semicolon. Then next, that is a input B, port B, then semicolon in, that is the input port, and that is why it is a in. This is again a keyword, and after that it will be followed by bit, that is the port type. Okay, then again semicolon, and then there will be third port, so here it is a C, semicolon. Now this is the output port, so there will be a keyword that we need to use, that is a out, and then again as the output is a bit type, and that is why bit is written. Okay, now all the ports are declared, so complete the bracket and then there will be semicolon. Okay, and then it will be end and get semicolon. Okay, so this is the end of entity declaration. Okay, so this is the entity declaration for AND gate. Now again remember that I am saying it again, in the port declaration the semicolon is used as a separator. Okay, now here another way to write this same entity is that you can write, instead of separately writing these two input ports, you can write it in this way like A comma B colon in and then bit. Okay, so that means both these ports that are input ports and they are of a bit type. Okay, so that means if different ports are of a same type and same mode, then you can declare in one sentence also. Okay, so this is about the entity declaration of AND gate. Now is it possible for you to write entity for NAND gate or any another gate? Okay, so how will you write entity for NAND gate? Okay, so that is, you can write in this way entity. Okay. Now suppose we want to write entity for full adder. Okay, so you can see here block diagram for this full adder. So what are the inputs to full adder? Okay. Okay, yes, A, input A, then B and the carry in. Okay, so these are the three inputs for full adder, and outputs are, how many outputs are there for full adder? Yes, sum and carry, these are the two outputs for the full adder. So how will you write entity for that? Okay, so we need to declare entity for full adder. So how to write entity? Yes, this is correct. So we need to write entity. Then we have given the name for this entity as a full underscore adder. So that is we have written. Then is. Okay. So entity full adder is in the, and then port in the bracket A, comma B, comma C in. All these are the input ports. So colon in, and then as all these inputs are the bit type, so that is why we have written as a bit semicolon. Okay. Then sum, comma C out, then colon. Now these are the two output ports, that is why it will be out, and then again these are bit type, that is why we have written it as a bit, then semicolon and full adder, that is the entity name. Okay. So this is the entity declaration for full adder. Okay. All of you got this? लक्षात आलंय सगळ्यांच्या कसं लिहायचं ते? Okay, and that is why what we are going to do, we are going to take A, B, C as an input, and then we are going to have it as a bit type data. Okay, and then Y, that is the output bit. So we will write that entity of, let us say it has name sum only. Okay, entity sum is, okay, so now sum we will not write it, and then is port in the bracket A, comma B, comma C, colon in, after that bit semicolon, then Y, colon out bit semicolon. Okay, and then end of that entity and sum. Okay, so that will be the entity declaration for given boolean function. Okay, so that means from this you remember that whatever may be the expression, boolean expression, or whatever may be the connection diagram that is provided, structure of the system, we are not at all interested in that while writing entity. Okay, that will come under architecture. So here we are just interested in what are the input ports and what are the output ports. Okay, what is the mode of that ports and what is the type of that port. Only we are interested in that while writing entity declaration. Okay, is this? Now, earlier I said that we can write a generic declaration. Okay, actually that is the way to entity declaration, but that is optional. So in the simplest form we omitted that part. But now here is the example which has generic declaration. Okay, so that means generic constants are there in this declaration part. So here now this generic constant that are declared before port declaration. Okay, as these are globally visible to all the ports, so here we are declaring it before the port. Okay, now here while let us take example of a n-bit full adder. Okay, now let us suppose that it is a 4-bit full adder, and then time in between this is a 10 millisecond. Okay, so here this integer, that means number of bits that are specified as the generic constant. Okay, and then the timing, that is also for the calculation in between each bit, that is 10 nanosecond that we are considering, that is also a generic constant that we are considering. So here while writing this entity, let us say entity of adder is then generic, then we are taking a port that is a constant, that is a n, which is a integer type, and then it will be a 4 having the initial value, that is 4, then m, it is a time. Okay, and then it is equal, initial value for that is a 10 nanosecond. and after that, while writing the code declaration, it will be code, then in the bracket A comma B. Now these are the two inputs. Okay. Now these are the, so it is written as a colon in. Now here these are the 4 bits. So now these inputs are the vector type, and that is why it is not just uh, a bit, but it is a bit vector, and that is why it is specified as a bit underscore vector. And then in the bracket it is from n minus 1 down to 0, because we have the 4 bit adder, and that is why we need to calculate from n minus 1 down to 0. Okay. Then after that, Cin, that is input carry. So it is a Cin colon in bit type. Now this will be a bit type, and that is why it is a bit semicolon. Then sum. Now sum will be again a vector type. So because we will get 4 bits there, so it will be a vector. So sum under semicolon out, then bit vector, and n minus 1 down to 0 in the bracket, semicolon. Then output carry, that is a Cout colon out type, out mode, and then bit type. Okay, bracket complete, semicolon, end of the entity, that is the end and entity name, semicolon. Okay, so this will be the end of the entity. Okay, so here we have mentioned the generic constants in this entity declaration. Okay, we will go again in details about this, how we are going to write the types and all that we will discuss afterwards. Okay, so here this is the example diagram, okay, block diagram of the example that we have seen. So here you can see that A, as we are mentioning as a bit vector, so it is from 0 to A0 to A3 and B0 to B3. These are the inputs, 4 inputs for this each of the adder. So as it is a, yes, hello, okay, okay.